LaBar. And his opponent, you. Call because you can go one-on-one with Justin LaBar and Wrestling Reality right now on Live Radio.
Well, gee, I close my eyes for a week, step away from the show, and I wake up, and madness. The internet has taken over. The internet champions prevail. And WWE, we're a week closer to January 2nd, 2012. Who is it going to be? We'll touch on all that. Cena's anti-Cena merchandise. It's doing some pretty interesting numbers. We'll do all that. Let's do what we do. Nothing changes after a week off. Let's start recapping what happened last night. Chicago, Illinois, home and site of Monday Night Raw. John Laurinaitis comes out with the fake CM Punk entrance. The Punk music hits. Fans go crazy. Out comes Laurinaitis with the CM Punk shirt on, mocking CM Punk. Great call, because then when Punk's music hits again, fans knew. An even louder pop, if you can imagine that. It was a great way to start it. Teasing the match between the two, as I said in recent months, it's inevitable. The Laurinaitis CM Punk chemistry is there. Laurinaitis versus CM Punk for a pay-per-view, that would actually sell. That pay-per-view match would sell more so than some other matches. Think about it. People were going to pay to see Laurinaitis get beat up. There's a good build of suspense right now. It's classic Vince and Austin. There's this build and build and build, and just like that time at Madison Square Garden where Stone Cold stunned Vince McMahon, they have yet to have CM Punk physically harm Laurinaitis. They're doing that right. I like it. Booker T, he still got it. Crowd still behind him. 2-segment match. Booker goes over clean. Some surprised on Twitter, but all it means is Cody is going to raise the stakes. And he has to do something drastic now because he's been beat clean by Booker T. Another Zack Ryder and John Cena backstage segment. More bromance between the two. The constant reiteration of the two that each of their careers are going in separate places. Each of their careers, the fans, Zack Ryder's the hottest thing. More and more rebellion, more and more anti-Cena. Something between the two has to be on the proverbial possibility table if and when Cena undergoes any permanent character change. Zack Ryder and Eve teaming up against Tyson Kidd and Natalya. Always enjoy seeing Tyson Kidd in the ring. Ryder and Eve with the win. Surprised on one hand they have some alliance on camera with Eve and Zack, but at the same time, we really shouldn't be. Ryder's character is so cool, of course the ladies in the locker room are going to want to be with him, and even more basic and simple and obvious, Ryder is one of the, if not the, most over guy right now. So get a rub for anybody who you think needs it, courtesy of Ryder. Get a rub for Eve, who was a diva they've continued to show interest and faith to continue to push and invest in. John Cena comes out to confront Kane. He gets the Miz, which then brings us the return of R-Truth. I like the quick tackle, the real life fighting. That's what it felt like. Going down between Miz and Truth. If you're really coming for vengeance and have a true beef with somebody, it had a very real struggle to it. The tackle, the rolling around, and then Truth getting the upper hand. Make no mistake about this. R-Truth is the face in this equation, not the Miz. David Otunga versus the Big Show, who has one arm tied behind his back, so now the match is pretty much even. Henry comes out, Daniel Bryan comes out, Big Show wins by DQ. David Otunga gets to take the bow tie off, put his wrestling gear on. Yay. Hashtag sarcasm. Ricardo Rodriguez wheels Alberto Del Rio out, who basically gives his farewell heel promo as he's going to be out for over a month. Never good to see anybody injured, but this is good timing. You have to admit, good timing with the January 2nd promo of somebody's return, Kane's return, Cena's situation, new champions, a lot going on. Alberto Del Rio being away is the best thing. Time away from the audience, come back, it will only help his relevance. If he had stayed on right now week to week, bad things for his character in my opinion. CM Punk Gauntlet match, Jack Swagger's up first. First person ever wins the Gauntlet match. Dolph Ziggler is up second. He gets the win, courtesy of some distraction by Johnny Ace. Rare you see the second guy win in the Gauntlet, but it's not surprising as much here because Mark Henry, who was going to be the third guy, he can't even wrestle at the moment. So Dolph Ziggler, clean or dirty, it's the right move. Good move for him, who will be challenging for the WWE title next week against CM Punk on Raw. Kane, ending the show, does exactly what I wanted him to do, and that is he honed in on the rise above hate. Telling Cena it's human nature to hate, and Kane wants to make John Cena honest. although he did it all via a college philosophy lecture. Overall, I liked it. I didn't mind the talking. It's a different way to end the final Raw of the calendar year. But I like the surprise. Think about it. If you would have told me on the first Raw of 2011, remember that same episode where John Morrison got a WWE title shot? If you would have told me at that episode that by the end of the year, WWE would end the program encouraging the Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks chant, I would have never believed you. That is the end of Raw Recap. Next week on Raw, of course, Dolph Ziggler challenges CM Punk for the WWE title, and that is taking place next week on Raw, January 2nd, 2012, which is the return of Chris Jericho. Come back, other side of the break, I will give you every piece of evidence and every argument. You can't tell me otherwise. Chris Jericho is returning next week. We are returning in just about 2 minutes. It's Triple I Radio Wrestling Reality.